got so bad.
You're Zaid.
And you're Anora. I can tell from your tone you've heard of me. Let me ease your mind. There seem to be wild stories about me, but the Nora have me mistaken for someone else. I'm not sure where the fault lies, but the fog of... Unfortunately, some refuse to acknowledge the error. So it was with the last Nora who came through here.
The last Nora who came through here. You mean Nakoa?
Is that her name? Oh, well. It was a very unfortunate situation. She attacked me in broad daylight. If one of my men hadn't spotted her, I might well have been injured. But we were able to subdue her without harm.
What did you do with her?
I let her go, of course. It was clear she thought I was responsible, so in a sense, her actions were justifiable. I explained that she was wrong. Sadly, I don't think she believed me.
Where is Nakoa now?
I don't know exactly. She left raving that she would find a... But I did hear a report from the garrison at Lonesome Rock that a young woman had been abducted by bandits.
So you deny participating in the Red Raids?
No, I didn't say that. I did have a role in those operations, albeit... But all this nonsense about torture and murder, that wasn't me. They have me confused with some other... I don't doubt some of my comrades did bad things. But Sun King Avad has worked hard to eliminate such brutality.
You've really gone out of your way to...
It's no trouble. The Sun King wishes to make amends with your people, and
I'll go to Lonesome Rock and get to the bottom of this. I promise you that.
You do that. And if our men are anything less than helpful, please let me know.
Can't trust him. Not after what... Leon told me. You wouldn't believe that garrison is my only... Sheens must have come across Captain Belong's patrol here. One of the Carja soldiers fell here. The other soldiers must have retreated. But to where? Enough released his death came quickly. This can't be the helmet from the last Carja soldier. Someone nearly lost his head here, and ran off. Blood everywhere. A machine dragged something into the water here. But maybe he made it to that island. Blood everywhere.
I've never really done.
What is that?
I brought down all the beasts, but I missed out on the I wasn't expecting to be found, especially not by...
I wasn't expecting to find a half-clad Karjan soldier singing like a drunk.
I apologize for my behavior. I thought I was dead.
Come on. Your commander asked me to bring you back to Daytower.
I refused to be led back to my outpost by Nora, like some prisoner.
Fine. Go by yourself.
Wait. Look, I got in a tussle with a snap maw. It ate the half of me that was armor and bow. The thief is still in the water. I can't go back without a weapon. Find my bow.
I'll get it. Just don't start singing again. Better watch out for that machine. He doesn't look friendly. Here's your bow. Good luck out there.
Thank you. I didn't want to die in foreign lands, like my men.
Save these for the trail. But I tan this leather well. It'll keep. The world beyond the sacred land. I need to find Olin and learn everything he knows. Who the killers were, how they saw me through his focus, who the woman is, the one who looks like me. Why they want me dead. Olin's trail leads to Meridian. When I catch him, he will talk. Then he will pay for all the lives he's ruined. I'd have to leave something else behind. Some kind of liquid flowing through that pipe. Looks like I'm not the first to look for a way in. What a waste. They were curious too, but I'm better prepared. I hope it's enough. That circular device. What does it do? find a way through that shell. That should get me through. Equipped to take you on. Gonna put up a fight. Nice. Do a good hunt. can't carry more. I'll find a use for you. The machines collect blaze from the wilds, and it all flows here, like blood to a heart. So the cauldron runs on life itself. Machines collect blaze from the wilds, and it all flows here, like blood to a heart. So the cauldron runs on life itself. about traveling light? That's where I need to go. The belly of this giant beast. No space. That's where I need to go. Need them soon enough. wait. That's it. More machines I can override. Dust won't stop blowing. I'm picking up another signal. That signal must be coming from that Tolmec. I need to find a way up to the Tolmec's head. This should be a good spot for jumping onto the Tolmec. Okay, time to climb up to its head.
Big trouble!
Goodbye, Quarter Approach. If they light that signal, it'll make a lot of noise. That takes care of the alarm.
What's that?
Here. They must be the bandits'
The area
prisoners.
large! Oh! Don't whiz out!
At least I did, before the machines got so bad.
Any work done under the sun?
Rost always said, patience. Calm. Makes this a little easier. Now they're hunting me. Okay, they're heading back. Never know when I might need these. Tough, but I'm used to it. I know how to override a sawtooth, if I can get in close. Damn. Rear that up later. This must be Ransom. If it's a trap, I might need to go and fight. Seems like an ordinary outpost. I'd better look around.
I'm so bored. I'm bored with being bored.
Hold, Outlander! What are you doing here?
Prefect Zaid told me that bandits abducted a girl near here. Do you know where they might have taken her?
Zaid told you that, did he? Huh. No bandits around here, girl. But I think I can help you find your friend. The boss sent us a fresh one, boys. Wrap her up and tie her down.
To me! Let's take her down! Steal that tomorrow!
Alright, let's see what Zaid's hiding.
Not just chains, manacles. They were moving prisoners somewhere. The tracks lead to that compound. Maybe Nakoa's inside.
Sounds like Nakoa's here. And I'm gonna have to cut through these guards to get to her.
Should have brought a cart. Prisoners. Chained up to be sold
Talk to
as
Nakoa.
slaves.
She'll know what to do.
Please, help us get out of here.
Nakoa? Jan sent me. Look, we can talk more once we get everyone out of this pit.
Jan sent you? I don't believe it. Well, I guess one of his prayers finally worked.
I've got the key.
I'll help the others. Let's go.
I knew you were going to be trouble, girl. But you'll make it worth our while in the end.
The end is now, Zaid. For you and your men. Steady.
Only a little practice.
Hardly a hit! Move! Or... Oh! That hurts!
You gave him a quicker death than he deserved.
My father was a hunter. He taught me every animal deserves a clean kill.
How did Zaid
I tried to get him at Day Tower, but he caught me, then let me go so he could have his men grab me later.
And after?
Said he was going to sell me into slavery like the other poor bastards that came through here week to week. But he took his time and kicked me around whenever he stopped by. Guess me trying to kill him hurt his pride.
You've been through a lot.
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Zaid's dead. I was ready to go through anything to make that.
How did Zaid come to run?
All the scum you just killed, they butchered for Zaid during the Red Raids. The new Sun King kicked them out of the army, but Zaid managed to lie his way out of trouble, then saw a new way to make a shard, putting his grunts to work here.
What are you gonna do now?
The others were in that cellar for months. The more run down they got, the harder it was for Zaid. They need food, rest, and hope. I'll take them to Meridian in 10.
You're not even going to try.
The matriarchs won't let me back. Even if they would, I wouldn't go. They can burn for all I care. As for Jan, I know a way to get word to him. I'll miss that runt, but at least he'll know I'm safe.
Time for me to go.
Look, I don't even know your story. It must be a good one if they gave you the mark of a Sikh. If you ever feel like telling it, look me up in Meridian. I'll be there until the others get back up on their. Thank you for helping me cut this rot from the world. I don't know. Maybe now I can put Zaid back.
I've seen this 4 times already.
Don't bother me, Outlander. I don't need a mercenary, I need a miracle. Someone who can tell me who slaughtered my men.
I'm a good tracker. Maybe I can help. What happened?
Mass murder, that's what. 5 night guards shredded like cabbage out there in the quarry.
I'll have a look around the quarry.
If you think it'll help.
I prefer the one about the sun priest falling in love with a merchant's daughter. I always knew the Nora would come to a bad end. It's what comes of letting women lead. It's a bit,
Seem to become aggressive lately, but none so deadly as Redlaw.
Explosives. Quarry's been doing a lot of blasting. That doesn't look like an ordinary rock pile. It's strange. Where does my light come from? Oh boy, you're a big one, aren't you?
I've never seen a machine like that. Whoa! Nora Hunt, take this. It's from the quarry stores, but no one's gonna argue that you don't deserve it. Me.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, that's nice. Glad I stopped for a bit.
Always use these.
Shadow Karja did to Captain Ursa, you're right. Even if she was an Oseram All-Star.
I've seen better.
Nowhere in the Sundom will be safe from corruption.
I'm sorry for the wait,
Maybe
but
nowhere
all
in the
goods entering the city are subject to search.
This is outrageous. We're loyal citizens.
Some
Why do
Oseram
we have
girl
to wait?
applied to the
What am I
city
supposed
guard
to
the
do?
other day.
Just sit here and let everything spoil? I thought Meridian was open to all.
Watch out
What's
for the
going on here?
Oseram merchants.
Owen's in there, somewhere. And so's Erend, that other Outlander I talked to the night before the proving. Erend said he'd introduce me to his sister if I visited Meridian. Said she was captain of the Vanguard.
Good luck getting through, Outlander. Shadow Carter ambushed you on account of the murder.
Halt! Stop right there. In light of the recent attack, no stranger passes into Meridian without submitting to search.
Recent attack? What are you talking about?
The murder of Captain Ursa and her vanguards, of course. Ambushed by Shadow Karja forces in Redridge Pass.
Ursa? You mean Erend's sister is dead?
How would you know his name?
I know Erend. Summon him. I need to speak to him.
Ha! I doubt that Erend, the new captain of the Vanguard, a man in grief, is going to waste his time on a grimy outlander.
Aloy! Hey, you're alive! I thought you were dead. Make way, make way!
All the way to Meridian just to see me?
Have you been drinking?
Ah, not really. A little. So you're alive. We should celebrate. The drink's on me.
We need to talk alone, and you need to pull it together.
Over there.
So you approve?
Of course I approve. From now on, she may come and go from this city as she pleases.
As you wish, sir.
There. Alone as you asked. And what did you want to tell me?
I heard what happened to Ursa. I'm sorry. I know she was special to you.
Special to me? Special to everyone. She always knew what to do. She bossed everyone around. She kept me in line. Now I'm supposed to fill her shoes. And instead, here I am, stumbling around in them.
I lost someone too. At the Proving, the man who raised me. His name was Rost.
That's terrible. Why is it every time something terrible happens, everyone else tells you the worst thing that ever happened to them, as though that makes it easier?
Yeah, why is that?
Anyway, there was something you wanted...
A lot has happened since we last spoke. The Proving was attacked by a group of killers. Not many of us survived.
We were in the village when we heard explosions up on the mountain. Some of your braves came back, said most of the contestants were dead. I've never heard such a wail of grief as the sound that rose up from your people. How did you survive?
How I survived is less important than how I was targeted.
Targeted? What do you mean?
The killers came for me because of Olin.
What are you talking about? That doesn't make sense.
I need to find Olin. I need to know what he knows.
But he's a friend.
No, he's a traitor. I don't know who the killers are or what they want, but I do know that Olin is working with them.
But, I mean, this...
I don't need you to understand, Erend. I just need you to take me to him.
He's not here. He went scrounging for scrap and relics days ago. It could be anywhere.
Are there any places he frequents, places he returns to?
A house. Here in Meridian.
Okay, then take me there. I need to search it.
I guess. As long as I'm there to witness the search.
I need to see Olin's place. Now.
Okay. Come on.
Move along. You have no need to loiter around here.
So many people here, all talking at once. How does anyone think?
I don't. I just drink.
Take a look at these.
That girl. Is she a Nora?
Apparently they're letting anyone into the city these days.
Buy what you need. Leave the rest. Vengeance for Ursa! How long will a god hide in his palace? To lay siege to this blood for blood. Vengeance for Ursa. How long will a god hide in his palace?
Year after year, why does he spare those who enslaved and tortured and butchered? Erend, you should want vengeance more than anyone. Your own sister, murdered, and her death, unavenged?
One more word, you scorched out slag, and I'll throw you in jail myself! Now get out of here, or I'll give you all a kick in the ass!
What did he mean about Ursa's murder?
Not now.
Okay, how are we gonna get in? Oh, that was subtle.
Here we are. Try not to break anything. Other than the door.
This road is frayed. All of this. Let's see what's underneath.
Hey, how did that get here?
Question is, how to get through it.
Without a key, you won't. That's a vault hatch of Oseram make. Nothing gets through.
We'll see about that.
Call it a day, girl. Wait for you.
A lot of metal here. Could be just what I need. It looks like a picture of Olin's family. It looks like a picture of Olin's family. Looks big and heavy. Could do a lot of damage. Let's give it a little push.
I did say not to break anything, didn't I?
Serve and they live. Disobey, and I will open their throats and leave their corpses to prune in the sun.
They took his wife and child captive.
They? Who's they?
The killers. They told him to obey or they'd kill his family. Looks like Olin kept a journal.
Olin? I knew he could read contracts, but I never took him for a poet.
No doubt now. Olin knew I was targeted. A map. The glyphs show places he visited.
There's your proof. Read the last page. He writes about meeting me and the order to kill me.
He called himself a friend. That backstabbing cheat. How did you learn to read glyphs? And these things that you see, how do you do it?
The focus. It reveals the unseen.
And Olin's focus, it's the same?
The device is the same, but somehow Olin and the killers can speak to each other with their focuses over distances, and see through each other's focuses too, like looking through each other's eyes.
So that's how the killers saw you? Through Olin?
Yes, so far as I can tell. Now that I know where to find Olin, I should be on my way.
All by yourself?
Leave it to me. I'm faster on my own.
Wait. If that device lets you see the unseen...
Out of the way, Erend.
I'm asking you to help me, Aloy. I need to know who killed Ursa. Not just the Shadow Karja army, I know that, but the exact soldiers who did it.
I'm sorry about your sister, but that's your war, not mine.
Don't act like this isn't personal. You came here hunting the people who nearly killed you, who massacred your people. Why should you have justice and not me? Look, I'll head for Red Ridge Pass, where Ursa's body was found, and wait for you. A few minutes of your focus is all I need. Don't make me...
Red Ridge Pass, you said? I'll see what I can do.
Can you help me? Can you spare a moment? Someone robbed my house. You're the one the Vanguard has been crowing about. The Nora who tracks criminals and traitors with her second... If only you'd use it to help me. A thief raided my home and took my...
I'll see what I can do about the robbery.
Have a word and listen. All I want is the sword back. Meridian
and my family. If I can get it back, all is forgiven. No retribution necessary.
You saw the thief make a run for it?
My back was to the wall, you see? Wasn't expecting someone. He ran past me, dressed in gray, clutching a sword. That's all I saw. By the sun, my heart nearly seized up.
This place smells like nothing I've ever smelled before. Is that some kind of spice? Drops of blood bleeding away.
Ah, you're everything I'm not.
No blood.
Strong,
I'm still on
brave,
the trail.
active.
Still more blood. The thief got cut. The trail ends here. But someone must have seen the thief. Did someone run past here, holding a sword?
Sure did. He grabbed some linen off the stand here and took off down the stairs behind. He was bleeding, so maybe he needed a binding. Blast it! That was expensive cloth. I can't believe...
If the thief came this way, there's only one way he could have gone. Forward. No sign of the thief. Someone must have seen him go by. Did you see anyone run through here? He would have been holding a sword.
Yeah. Almost crashed into me, too. He ran down the parapet here and went down the lift. No way he'll catch him. I didn't see a sword, though.
He wasn't carrying anything.
Not a damn thing. Just ran like his ass was on fire.
The thief must have ditched the sword. But where? Maybe he had help. That merchant stall would have been a convenient drop-off.
Are we really going to take the word of peasants?
It looks like the thief got away, but without the sword. I thought maybe he dropped it off somewhere. Like here, for instance?
What? No. I had nothing...
I guess we'll see when I get the city guard to toss your stall and question your customers.
Hold on. There's more to this. You've got a reputation for shining light in the darkness, so I know you'll live. You're right. The sword was passed to me, and I passed it on to someone else. It's going to be sold, but not for profit. The shards will go to people in need.
You expect me to believe that?
I can prove it. Meet my friends at the watermill in the lower village. They'll explain everything. If they don't convince you, come right back with the guards. I'm not going anywhere.
It wouldn't matter if you did. I'd find you. But all right. I'll check out the water... Okay. Guess I should go to this watermill then to find out what's going on.
Able-bodied adventurers. Hi there, Outlander. Name's Vilgun. Good shards. Enough to buy garb more becoming of your...
Okay, stop there if you want me to hear you out.
I only meant a well... I heard an interesting rumor about a Banuk camp. So I hired men to investigate. Just investigate, that's all. Those Banuk are canny, too. I paid up front. Well, half up front.
So now you're hiring someone to find the last men you hired.
They're a sunk cost. This rumor's...
If I did look into your room...
You won't need to climb up the shoulders of the world for it. It's on the edge of Banuk land, and you look like you know your way around the Savage East. If it's true they walk among machines without fear in this camp, well, payment on return. Can I interest you in a reasonable share of a lucrative opportunity?
You need to win 3 half-suns at our hunting grounds to gain admittance to the lodge.
You mean these?
Very well then. Congratulations, and welcome. Our members reap rewards and adventure and live on in legend.
Am I a member now?
No, you're only a fledgling. Junior members are called thrushes. To join and become a thrush, you need a senior member called a hawk to sponsor you.
So I need to find a hawk.
Yes, but a hawk can only sponsor 1 hunter at a time, and I'm afraid most of them already have one.
I've overcome worse odds. Where do I start?
Upstairs, present yourself to the Sunhawk Assis, our leader, who should introduce you to a hawk. I hope it's worth...
What do you mean?
You'll see.
By the sun! King Avad's edict really is taking effect. Never thought I'd see a Nora here and a... So, you have marks for me?
What do you mean?
From the hunting grounds.
What do I do with these marks?
If you get the same mark from all the hunting ground trials, I can give you a hunter's lot. Show me what marks you've earned, and we'll see if you qualify for one of these special weapons I have for you.
I'm a little short on marks.
No problem. Once you have marks from all 15 trials, you'll be able to get the next Hunter's Lodge weapon from me.
Excuse us. The Machine Rider graces us with her presence. You're in...
The Sacred Land, but yes. I fought for everything.
Tell me, do the Nora often wander into other people's homes and do whatever they like?
Of course not.
But that is what you're doing, right now. Stinking up our lodge, pestering your betters.
You're hardly my better. Legan said I had to meet you to become a member.
That would be true if there were any chance of you becoming a member. But you're a savage. And no savage will rise in the ranks of the Hunter's Lodge while I am the Sunhawk. Now be gone.
No. I was led to believe there are rules here. If they count for nothing, then even your position is meaningless. So quit blustering and tell me. Is there a hawk who is free to sponsor me?
Very well. Talana is free. Wouldn't that be fitting? Trash sponsoring trash. Now get out of my sight.
You're Talana? Assis said you were a hawk without a fledgling to sponsor. Or are you trying to drive me off too? It's okay, I've dealt with worse.
I'll bet you have. But you're wrong. It's not okay. Especially not today.
What happened today?
One of our own just died fighting Red Maw. You'll never face a more dangerous Thunderjaw. Cuts through trees, rocks, people.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's part of the hunt.
Assis. What's his...
He's the Sunhawk of the Lodge. The highest ranking asshole... Sorry, member. He's taken down
So? I've taken down a lot of machines.
As have I. Even brought down 2 Stormbirds. But he's a hawk who brought in the trophies first. That's how it works. Whichever hawk defeats the greatest machine first becomes the Sunhawk.
Who is this Legan?
Legan? He's a hawk. He had an impressive run in his day, but he doesn't fight anymore. Unlike the other hawks, who hoard all the best kills and drink the bar dry.
I'm ready to hunt, so tell me. What do I have to do?
You want them to regret looking down on you? Then speak to them in their language. Kill 3 Sawtooths, 2 Ravagers, and a Stalker. Deliver their trophies directly to Assis. That should shut them all up.
So if I do that, you'll sponsor me?
I'll consider it. Just to make Assis spoil.
What can I do for you?
What edict?
King Avad, Ursa, but... How are the...
I need a...
Okay.
They're immodest.
You're Nora. I'm the mournful
like this.
In grief. You hold your... Wait, forgive me. You didn't come for reparations?
No. I know about the Red Raids, but the Carja...
I see. Well, I could use the help of a strong... These people seek to honor their loved, their lost, with their own voices. Not mouthing Carja ritual, but there are obstacles. And while Meridian holds its breath for any disturbance, these...
Naman, rituals and prayers can't bring back those who are...
No. But it can help those who grieve to find themselves.
If I could help, what must be done?
The first pilgrim is an Oseram, who seeks to visit the Shrine of King. He waits there now, forbidden to enter by an old sun priest who suffer no heathen. This Utaro lost her companion on the edge of the Jewel, at a pool where snap moths gather. The shrine was built there to ward off the machines, and its effectiveness leaves me. And the Manuk would paint a mark on the sun's climb, a call to the machine spirits, and they need no beckoning. Glinthawks perch there, drawn to...
So, clear the machines out of 2 shrines and move a priest out of...
All I can ask for is your charity and that their stories are heard.
I'll do what I can to help those in more...
To honor their memories is to honor...
spot here. Good prices, fair prices. Fairest prices for machine parts under the mesa. No tie.
She's not interested.
I know what she's not. As I was saying, no better offer for snap ball lenses.
By the sun, don't start spitting in your palm. Huntress, I apologize on behalf of my...
Silent part.
If the sun would only grant my... Never mind Snapmore lenses, Huntress. There's no market for those. A long leg lens, though, you'd be...
I can see that you...
Wait! You drove her off. Snap Ma lens.
I drove her off? That's rich. Listen, Huntress, long leg...
Hunters, scroungers, bring us your metal.
Scroungers?
Hunters, scroungers.
I have a long...
Huntress.
Start by...
Don't think beyond your...
What about a...
You've got us chased by a long leg as a child?
What? No.
Some sad episode.
They just keep going.
Were you chased by a long leg as a child?
They just keep going.
Were you chased by a long leg as a child?
What?
My family might still be alive, and you're going to stand here and do nothing?
Tell me what happened to your family.
By the sun, I fear they are all dead by now. I barely escaped a lot. Machines. Vicious machines attacked my family.
I'll see what I can do about these.
You will? Oh, thank you.
The street seems full of smiles.
This must be Ranamon's family estate.
key. Wonder what it unlocks.
Thank you. I didn't really believe any.
Tell me what happened when the machines attacked.
There were screams. I came running. The Ravager ripped through the guards like dolls. I heard him kill a Watcher. Then, blasts from the Ravager's cannon. Silence.
He saved your life.
And I'll never be able to thank him.
Do you have any idea where the machines...
We've been seeing more and more machines around here every year. That's why my father hired more, but they've never attacked like this before. I have no idea.
Stay here. I'm gonna have a look around.
I will. I need to take a...
I need to get in there and look at that thing. That device is sending out a signal. Could be what attracted the machines. Okay, that should cut the signal. But someone put this here to call in the machines. And kill everyone on the estate. Unlocks from the inside. I found a lure. I think someone might have put it here deliberately to draw in the machines.
Rainaman. My brother. First there was gambling, then stealing, then extortion.
It was Rainaman who begged me to come. He needed the machines cleared out to claim the property.
We can't let him. That murderous snake.
You can't let me do what, sister? Claim my inheritance?
We shared a crash, murderer. Have you no honor?
Oh, I guess not. But I will have this estate. When you meet Father in the next life, tell him I'm enjoying his money. As for you, this little device will summon more machines. A lot easier than killing you myself.
I'm glad there are good people like you in the world. It helps to make up for... My father was always generous in his gratitude. A family tradition, I would take this. I hope it will...
I was told to expect you, Aloy. I suppose you want answers. We collect valuable objects from people who don't need them, sell them for shards, and use the money to help the needy at Sunfall.
Who exactly gets the shards? It's
not the bastards in the fortress. We use the shards to make sure the poor in Shadowside get to eat, or bandage. They only went west because they had to. Trust me, I know. My wife was chained up with... They starved to death. Still bound to... So am I.
Where's the sword now?
Safe. I haven't sold it yet.
You mean you steal?
If you want to call it that. From hogs who've had their...
Ravon didn't seem like a hog to me.
He stinks just like the rest of them. Of wealth and contentment. While people...
What do you expect me to do now? Walk away?
I was hoping you'd help us. They say you can track like a stalker. Well, my partner Nassan disappeared near the Branded Shore. He was bound for Sunfall, along with an entire shipment of food. If you found that...
I'll consider it. But only if you return the sword.
I knew you were gonna say that. Fine, I'll return the... Nassan was supposed to meet his contact at an old campfire on the fork near the Branded Shore. But be careful. Lots of machines out there, and lots of Shadow Karja, and not the...
Don't look to me for help. My duty is to guard. I don't get in...
this now. This is where the Utaru wanted to say her goodbyes.
When we fled from our cages during the liberation, I tore through this clearing. I kept running. But here, she remains.
I don't want to rush you, but it won't stay safe for long.
I understand. I've done this before in waking dreams. In the pool, I'll find the brace. The seeds will be split, escaped, grown wild. She's passing. I'll tell her it was I who died here and became a stranger in our own land. And she...
What is it?
There. Her bracelet. And...
Do you need to be alone?
For the first time.
Stocking up.
This must be the Sun's Climb, where the Banuk wants to paint his mark. Red light means trouble. Now, what were you doing out here?
You are a better hunter.
There'll be more with...
Yes. There will always be more machines. Their spirits find new... That's why I must leave the story. A monument to our vanished shamans. To the wisdom. The machine oil in the paint will preserve it. Preserve their memory. You have my thanks, Hunter.
Gotta be. This must be the Shrine of Kings that Numan told me about.
You won't get in there.
I can be persuasive. But what does an Oseram want with a Carja shrine? And
It reminds me of someone. Gone 2 years now.
try me.
I had a lover. Worked on mine. The Carja gave me back his broken bones, but what use are they?
And seeing a statue of the Mad Sun King.
I need to see his work again. The marks his hands carved. But that shriveled up old priest won't let me near.
I'll see what I can do.
Turn away, child. The abiding Jahaman wishes to be...
If you want to be alone, go someplace else. Others want to pray here.
Defile it, you mean? Yet another debasement of what was once pure. Our king is false, our temple is corrupt, and our soldiers weak.
I thought Avad taking the throne was the son's will.
The boy dishonored his father. Dishonored to kill the Sun King. What shadow? What
And how many more would the Mad Sun King have killed if Avad hadn't stopped?
The sun called for blood. There was no choice.
I'm done arguing with you. Stay or go, but I won't allow you to...
I am here by the will of the...
If you won't accept change, you should try to make peace with it. Your bitterness has...
I have no need of your pity.
I wasn't offering it. But if you step aside, you can keep your pride, since it's so...
There'll be a reckoning.
You'll back away from it.
I'd like an opportunity to share a drink with him. There's a man who knows how to enjoy it.
He gave them the best work he'd ever do.
They defaced it because they hated what it stood for.
They defaced a thing slaves like him lived and died for. Short-sighted bastards, the lot. If they thought their son set off, I thank you for honoring my wish.
I hope you can find...
I wouldn't know what to do with it.
It's noisy.
So you've come back to the town?
I was invited back. The priests wanted to hear what I had to say. They're listening. At least they've begun to listen.
Because of what we did?
What you did.
It was for the mourners.
You set them on the path. You can't know what their journeys hold. Such is the Perhaps a red robe would suit you.
Not me. Besides, your temple doesn't...
We would be richer if we did. Go in light, my friend.
Thank you, Numan. Where I'm going, I could probably use... That must be the spy.
storm scrapes like stones. I'll tuck that away.
This is what you intend. To bring these ancient things back to life.
Their power serves us.
Machine demons from beneath the ground. It's a nightmare.
Nightmares. Yes, the worst dreams of our enemies come true. Yes, rise!
For catching him alone.
These things will destroy us all!
They will only destroy our enemies and bring us back the lands that were
Stop working.
Search the area. We may have intruders.
Forgive this intrusion, Aloy. You left me no choice.
Who is this?
An interested party. Now their focuses are disabled, but I don't know for how long. The rest is up to you.
Who is this?
You had your chance.
Hear me out. I promise. I'll tell you everything.
I know you will. The Eclipse were sent to kill me because I look like another woman. Older, maybe twice my age, short hair. Who is she?
I don't know. My focus found her image once, in the ruins at Maker's End. Maybe you can find her there.
You found her image in the ruins? How?
There was a door. Beside it, a kind of ancient device that contained the woman's image. My focus recorded the location. You do look like her. Is she your mother?
I'm the one asking. The killers who came for me at the Proving, who are they?
The Eclipse. Some kind of holy warriors. A cult of the Shadow...
Shadow Carja?
Except they're not like any Carja I've known. They don't pray to the sun. They worship some kind of devil.
I'm not interested in their superstitions.
Oh, it's not a superstition. Their devil is real. It has a name, a voice. The most terrible voice.
You say this devil the Eclipse worship has a name?
Hades. That's what they call it.
Hades. And you've heard it...
Steel to my soul. I heard. Just once, when it saw you. Such a voice. A cold, awful jangle. It scrapes a metal sound, but like nothing dug from the earth or smelted in a forge.
And what did it say?
System threat detected. Just 3 words. But in the voice of a devil.
Why are the Eclipse digging up ancient machines? And how do they get them to work?
I thought they wanted them for scrap, but they brought them back to life. Plugged some kind of device into the corpses so that Hades could whisper to them and call them from their grave.
I've fought that kind of machine before. Are there others?
Yes. The ones you fought today they called corruptors, but there are others, much bigger, bristling with ancient weapons. Those they call Deathbringers. I've only seen them buried in the ground, but after today, anything is possible.
Sounds to me like they're raising an army.
If so, the world will fall.
What are these Eclipse cultists after besides me?
They never said. But given the Carja civil war, they must want to overthrow Sun King Avad and take Meridian back.
What do I have to do with that?
I don't know.
When they attacked the Proving, a man came for me. Tall, strong, dead eyes.
Helis.
And who is he?
The terror of the sun. Stacker of corpses, we Oseram called him, when he was the Mad Sun King's champion. If only he'd died with his king. But now he leads the Eclipse. I tell you, he's the most...
How did the Eclipse recruit you? I know they took your family
I was a scrounger. A rummager in dark places, good at what I do. I suppose they knew I would serve them well as a scout. I had taken a delve near Maker's End. When I surfaced, they were waiting. I laughed when I saw, but then he showed me Helis's encouragement. I didn't laugh after that. They gave me a...
You had access to Meridian. Why didn't they get to Avad through you?
Too much dirt under my nails for an audience with the one true Sun King. But whatever Ursa or Aaron told me, the Eclipse heard every word through my focus. That's why I couldn't warn you. If I'd tried, they would have killed my family.
I've heard enough. It's time to finish this.
I won't beg for my life. But if there's any mercy in you...
Where would I find them?
My focus recorded the location. There are always guards there.
It will take many good deeds to make up for the crimes you've...
You're sparing me? After all I've done?
Yes. Forge a new life, Olin. One of better make.
Then the rest of my life will be lived in your...
Go to the place where your family is being held and wait for me. We'll make their lives the first ones you...
I didn't earn this mercy, but I will die to make myself worthy of it. I will be...
Need them soon enough.
That's over with. Thanks for the help.
What are you doing out here all alone? Where are your men?
I'm not gonna risk their lives. I don't mind putting my worthless... Sorry I had to drag you.
Don't worry. This is just an average day for me. You know, take down some machines.
Right. I'd hate to see a busy morning for you. Ready to get started?
Tell me exactly what happened to Ursa.
No one knows for sure. She left in the middle of the night with a few of her best men.
Her best men? But she didn't bring you?
No. I'd been drinking a lot. Maybe she thought search parties found their bodies the next day and the corpses of some Shadow Carja cowards. The Shadow Carja are animals. They beat her so bad we can't even show her face. Yeah, well, when I find the soldiers who did this, they'll be so...
You don't have...
No. But it must have been urgent. A message, a report of some new Shadow Carja threat, I don't...
All right. Show me where Ursa fell.
Come on, follow me.
Full already. Why would Ursa come all the way out here?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Is this Shadow Carja territory?
No. They broke the ceasefire as soon as they set foot in the cliff. Almost there. Alright, this is it. Where the ambush happened. Our soldiers have been over it, but maybe that
Those blood
fancy
stains.
artifact of yours can find a clue or something. Please.
They look like snares.
I need to find the bastards that did this.
These look like drag marks. There must be Shadow Karja armor. Arrows scattered there. They look good as new. Never fired. Strange. Not a scratch on it. Did someone move a body through here?
What do you see there?
This stain forms a line, as if blood dripped off the edge of something, like a cart. See? Cart tracks. I think someone moved the bodies here, then scattered them across the field.
Wait. Are you saying the dead found here were killed somewhere else? But why would the Shadow Karja do that?
At this point, I'm not taking it for granted that the Shadow Karja are responsible.
Of course they were.
Well, let's follow these tracks and find out.
I get why they wanted Ursa dead. But why fake an ambush?
There's more to this, and we're gonna figure it out.
These guys aren't Shadow Karja. They're from my tribe, the Oseram.
Is this how your people usually greet each other?
Coming for us!
See what happens when you pick a fight with the Vanguard!
Uh-oh. What's that?
I think it's calling in machines. Get ready.
Oseram, not Shadow Karja. Looks like I was wrong about everything, as usual. Please, use that second sight of yours. I have to know what really happened.
I'm on it. What are those leather straps? So much blood. Those rocks, they're shattered. This is what brought the machines here. Looks like you could mount some equipment on that thing. Armor straps, cut with a knife, and a rock with blood on it. A lot of people died here. A massacre. These look like Vanguard weapons. There's no blood on them. Ursa's men didn't fight back. Something hit these stones. Something I've never seen before. There, by the tripod. A used power cell.
This is Ursa's helmet. I thought she died in the field below, but it must have been here. All this trickery. For what? Feels like it's just to torture me.
I have a theory, but it takes a little imagination.
So far, your theories are better than other people's facts.
All right. I think the Oseram ambushed Ursa and her men with a new weapon. They mounted it on that tripod up there. It fires waves of force, maybe sound. Looks like it cracked the stone there. I think it paralyzes people instead of killing them. It dropped the Vanguard right there. No blood on their weapons. No fight.
But why paralyze them if you're only gonna move them and gut them?
They were trying to hide something. Look here, a bloody rock.
That they used to smash Ursa's face in.
Or someone else's. These leather straps have been cut, as if they took the armor off someone.
That can't be. Her body is lying in state in Meridian. I saw it.
You said she was unrecognizable. Maybe they switched another body into her armor, someone around the same size, and mutilated it enough so it could have been anyone, even Ursa. Go back to Meridian. Take another look at that body. If it's really Ursa, of course I'm wrong. But if I'm right...
Then my sister could be alive. I'm going. Meet me back there when you can.